Yo, salute. What's going on? All right, salute to the Dream Builders. How y'all feeling? All right, it's your man Words Taylor. So we're in here with the Ready to Launch series where we help new and aspiring entrepreneurs to be able to get more customers and create a predictable income. I give you the strategies and things that I use in my business and my clients' business, and I share those with you. And the way I do that is I go off the questions. So if you're on my email list, you're gonna ask a question and I create videos of it and then I send it to my email list. All right, cool. So one of the questions that I got was, what are your best practices for email marketing? Okay, there are a lot of practices for email marketing that you can do. Here's the first thing I'm gonna tell you. I use the 3-in-1 method. So one, I'm gonna send out an email every single day. But the 3-in method is 3 weeks of those emails are going to be nurturing, and I'm gonna send value and I'm gonna serve. I am one that I would prefer, and as I send out emails, I want an abundance of serving. And then the 1 week I'm gonna spend and I'm gonna pitch. I may pitch daily for that week, or I may do a whole 5-day campaign and then I pitch on the 6 day 6 and 7 or something like that. But that's the 3-in-1 method that I use. I do that because one, that's just who I am as far as I want to lead with serving. And two, because I'm promoting what I'm typically promoting is my community, I understand the capacity in which we can have people come in and still be able to give quality. So, 20, 30 people a month for us that's good quality. Once we get up to 50, 60, now I have to go through this process and I don't mind doing it. We'll do it like every 6 months to a year, but I have to allow the stabilizing to happen. So that's why I'm not doing it every single day. So, because what has to happen is if we want to get 100, let's say we want to get 100 people, 200 people in our community. Now that means that with our current group, our current team members, then we're going to start bottlenecking. It means there's going to be, the quality is not going to be as great. Some questions may get missed. We're not able to look over the people's homework. Some questions not able to be answered on the calls. The calls are in an abundance. I mean, the people that are on there are in abundance. So now people just feel like, oh, the calls become pointless, all of those things. So I have to, in order to cure those things, now, that's why we're up to 5 calls a week now, because what I started doing was, instead of me just doing 1 call a week, I learned that there were certain questions being answered. And I said, you know what? We're just gonna have a tech call every single Monday. So all tech. Oh, you asking me about copy. Okay, cool. We're gonna have a copy call. You asking me about content. We're gonna have a content call. You asking me about my strategy. We'll have a strategy call. And then you ask me about this. We're gonna have an accountability call. And so now we look at that, and I'm like, cool. So we've separated the calls, which really helps out the people. And then I allow those things to stabilize, allow my team to get into function. And then we can see, well, how many people can you have on this call until the value starts to go down? And I don't ever want the value to go down. So now I have to look at, we can manage this many people per week. And we actually look at the stats of, like, okay, we have 100 people in our program, probably 20 people are showing up for the call, 30 people are showing up for the call, so 30% or something like that. All right, so that's why I do it the way I do. I want to always be at a place where I can still help people and get a result and operate in the spirit of excellence. As we want to grow, what I'll start doing is, like, I will tell the team, like, right now we're in that stage where I'm like, all right, I'm looking to bring on 3 new coaches. Why? Because, we're going to start getting way more people into the community. So we're going to need 3 coaches, and they're going to start helping with the call. So this is legitimately in the process. You're going to start seeing this happen. So this is a great question. We're still going to have 1 strategy call, but what's dope about it is we get the 3 coaches on. Now because right now on my calls, maybe 60 people are coming, and I'm able to operate in that on my own, like bah, 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 bah. We're getting it, okay? However, I'm about to open up and start letting more people come into the community. So I know my call may get to 100, 120, 150 people. So guess what we're gonna start doing? I'm gonna start, and I won't do this for another couple months, but I'm in the process of preparing for that scale now. So I'm gonna hire 3 coaches. I'm gonna hire right from my community to come on board, train them, teach them. They're gonna start doing the calls with me. And then if we get 200 people on a call or whatever, we'll start doing breakout rooms. So now the call can still be at 10 a.m., but we do 4 breakout rooms, mine and then the other 3 coaches. That way we're still serving everybody at the same time, still the same quality. I promise you they won't, because you're gonna say, well, they're there to see you. No, they're not. The way we set it up, the practices, I will tell you now, I just had a young lady get on the call yesterday, and she was like, whew, the copy call is fire. I said, whose call was better? Who had the better call, do you think? And she was like, whew, I don't know. And there are people that have ranked the calls out of the 5, and I was number 2. Or number 3. So that lets you know that everybody has their own fire. Everybody's bringing it. All right. So they're just on there to get the best answer for their information. They're on there to get the best help that they can get. I know that was a long answer for me to tell you my my email strategy, but I also gave you the backstory as to why I do it the way I do it. Now, let me say this. The other way is, I have people that sell to me every single day. I'm on their email list. I don't get mad about it because it's relevant. So if you're a person that maybe you're not necessarily doing a service base, but you have a product, like you have a t-shirt or shoes or ebooks or your book or whatever, you can pitch every single day. You can still serve in the email and then tell them like, look, I talk about this in my book. Here, grab it here. Or you could talk about the new t-shirt line, or you can give a whole story behind why you created this particular t-shirt and all that, and then sell it you can do this every single day. It's just a matter of what works for you. I'm going off of the growth that I desire and want. So I set mine up 3 in 1. You're gonna go off of the growth and desire that you want. I would recommend if you have just a digital product that you're doing, that it doesn't matter, you can max that out, then send an email every day and sell it every single day. Do it. And those people that leave your email list, guess what? They're not your audience. They're saying, I'm not interested in this. Now, the thing to be careful with, if you have too many people leaving at one time, then that means the way that they're getting, I read the numbers and I say, well, shoot, we got 20, 30% of the people leaving. Either I'm selling too much, or the people that we're getting onto our email list are not our target audience. It may not be relevant to them. So you got to look at, what is your lead source? Meaning what are you using to get people on your email list? And what is causing them to all of a sudden feel like, oh, this information is not relevant to me. So you want to look at things like that. All right. Here's the other practices that we look at in our email list as far as sending out emails. Email is data driven. So I'll tell you, if we have high open rates, high open rate may be, and by open rate, I mean the percentage of the people based off of how many people are on your list and how many of those people open the email. So you got 100 people on your list. I want to see at least, bare minimum, I want to see 25 of them opening, 25%, bare minimum. If you can get to 30, 40 of them, that's great, okay? So if that's low, if that's in 10%, 5% or whatever, that to me tells me that my subject lines may be off, because the subject line is what entices the person to open the email. So if you have low, we always look and we say, man, this is 12% open rate. Okay, this subject line. We would literally send the same email with a new subject line and see one time we saw it was like 45% open rate. So that lets me know the data is saying this subject line wasn't enticing enough for me to open. So if your open rate is healthy, 25 to 40%, then or even higher, then you know that whatever you had in that subject line, it enticed people enough to like at least open. Now, what we look at is click-through rate. I always still in every email, I want to have something for the person to click on, because I want to train action of actually doing something. But not only that, I still want to know the relevancy of the email. All right. So I don't care if it's clicking on it. If I say I'm in serving mode, it can be clicking on a video. It could be clicking on a free thing. It could be clicking to watch, come to my Instagram. It could be clicking to download something. I always want, because I want to measure the click-through rate, meaning the percentage of people based off of how many people opened it and what was the percentage of people that actually clicked on the thing. I want to know that, because then that's going to teach me how relevant my content inside the email is, and it's going to teach me about my authority. It's going to show me like the level of authority that I have with actually getting people to take action. Okay, so there's a lot of things that we read in the numbers. Again, we're going to do the same thing when we're selling. All right, so that's in a nutshell, that's my best email practices. And what I do, I focused on managing it as best I could until I got somebody that this was the thing that they mastered. So for me, that's not my mastery. I can look at it, I can make decisions. I'm good at copy. I'm not the master at it. So what I focus on is I will manage it enough. So for you that is just starting out, just send emails every single day. You can use the 3-in-1 method, or you can pitch every single day. Manage it the best you can until you have the revenue or partnership to partner with somebody that has mastered it. Now they can start telling you, okay, how do we increase our stats? How do we increase our open rate? How do we increase these things? Because as a new entrepreneur, what I don't want you to do is to get caught up into, you can get lost in all of these things, and then you miss the thing that you were purposed to do in your business. In your business, you might be the person purposed to bring in the customers like myself, and speak and be out front. So, but if you get lost in here, you can't do that. Now, if the emails is your thing, then you didn't do it. Then you master that, and then you just manage the other thing enough until you get somebody else to do it. That's what all I did. I managed editing videos enough to get somebody else to do it. All right, even this, okay, this is the last thing. Even this, I have my team edit videos and all of those things on my Instagram. This YouTube series is something new we're starting. I'm not necessarily putting funds behind it yet. I'm managing it until it produces fruit. What is the fruit that I want it to produce? Well, we set key performance indicators to say like, all right, when we get this many subscribers, or we see that let's see my consistency level. Is this something that I can continue to engage in? Is this something that I can fit into my schedule? Before I start putting dollars behind it, can I fit this into my schedule? All right, cool. The next thing is, how many subscribers are we getting? Are people watching it? Does our email list responding to it? I want to see these things. It's not necessarily the money just yet. It's like the engagement and the practices. Is that thing happening? And if it is, now I put the team behind it and say, all right, y'all, this is what we're going to do. Now, some of you all may say, well, why not just put the team behind it and make it? Because that still doesn't mean that I've tested enough to make sure my practices are in place. I don't want to start and stop something. So I'm testing right now, like, okay, I'm like, what is the best time for me to do this, to record the videos. I'm figuring out my schedule because I don't want to get the team on board and pull them away from what they're doing or to add strain or anything to the current team, knowing that I'm not fully invested just yet. Because for just YouTube, we may bring on a whole nother team. But I need to know, I need to do it first to know exactly what I want done, and how I want these things to be done. All right. Those are my best practices for email marketing. Let me know if you got something better. Like, let me hear about some of your practices. What do you do for email marketing? What's working for you? All right, this is your man Workstate. Let's get it.